that wraps up spring ball for us. Good to see our guys come out, another full padded session, and just flat out compete and execute. You know, obviously a vanilla game plan on both sides of the ball, just to watch guys play, right? Line up, execute, you know, chase and finish. I think we accomplished that today. I think you saw some guys that can do something with the ball and some guys that still need to work on that. And you've also seen some guys that can block them up, knock them back, and that's always a continuing, never-ending process. So all in all, successful spring, a lot of progress, and a lot more to go. Questions, please.
This offense looks surgical at times. As great as you've been offensively in the last 2 years, could this be your best offense ever if they reach their potential?
I wouldn't label or judge or rate anything until games are played. I think, you know, how many times do you see, again, top 25 preseason, and then you see half of those teams don't even make it to a postseason poll. There's no judgment, you know. We recognize that we have pieces that are coming together. We recognize that we've enhanced talent in several areas and we're working on depth in others, but that we have a long, long way to go. So we're very encouraged, we're very enthused about it, but these guys, they have no reason, no right to hear any praise about where they are right now. They've done nothing, absolutely nothing. And we intend to have the most challenging and most productive offseason of our time here at Miami.
Handful of catches from the long carries today. What stands out besides the size with him?
Well, I think he has a really good feel for the game, and I think he's adapted to the offense fairly well. We've been working on that body. He's filling out really, really well. He's also almost 220 pounds. I think guys like that, we work really hard to accelerate their maturity because he's a really good young man. He's come a long way to be part of the Miami Hurricane tradition. And he's got a tremendous upside. You know, he's limitless, but we need to hammer a bunch of things to make him better. He knows that, so he can bank on us getting after him all offseason.
How have you seen Darian just throughout the course of spring and up to today in terms of his command, the huddle, and his command of the offense?
I mean, we're pleased with progress. You know, we still have a long ways to go. You saw some really accurate, long, difficult, high-degree difficulty throws today that he hit, and a couple others that we have to come up with. You know, when you throw the ball deep and you've won in man coverage, if it's on target, you got to get there. And other times, you know, you'd like to have some plays back. But all in all, to have your quarterback take all the spring practice, be here for winter workouts, as you know, tremendous advantage. I think it showed up today in, again, a very vanilla game plan, and we're expecting him to take another step now in the summer and then another one in fall.
Now that we got a lot of run today, what did you see from him yet?
Oh, I think since the moment he got here, dating back to the bowl time last year, he's just a very physical one. You almost, I wouldn't say underestimated, but you expect him to be really good. That's why we recruited him. But when he actually takes people on, the collisions and the force that he generates on contact and his contact balance, I think is really impressive. Great young man, awesome young man, hard worker, runs with his pads down, understands football really, really well. The most, I think, impressive part about him is the way that he functions out there in protection from the spot.
Overall, you're getting a chance to take stock of your team over the course of spring. Just how do you feel about where the depth is right now?
I feel we got to work. There's no judgment right now. I honestly don't get into that. You know, do I get excited? Of course. I mean, we're driven beyond what I think people can fathom in most cases, and that's where we're at right now. We're a team that fully understands that to do what we wanted to and get to what we want to get to, we have to shut our mouths, go to work, and make sure all the focus is on us. So the people here at this place and the people in their homes are the people that want to see them do really well. They got to make sure that they close out the outside world and get focused on making Miami 1-0 in everything we do.
So a few more for Coach.
With Malachi and Mark both called out by design.
For the live part.
Right.
For the live part. You know,
But other guys stepped up.
they wanted to play. That's the kind of people that they are.
Other guys
And they try to
stepped up
sneak in. So they're like, that's the kind of people they are. I'm sorry.
Were you encouraged by how other guys stepped up and made plays?
I think so. I think so. You know, the simplicity of breaking a huddle, getting lined up, and executing plays. A lot of times that's undervalued, right? And we've had a good setting all spring long, right? We've had all kinds of people here, noise, construction. So the extra noise today, I don't think in any way, shape, or form flustered anybody. But yeah, we did. We saw that today, and I think, all right, you saw guys that could play winning football for us. But our team needs continual push on maturity. You mentioned Malachi, Tony, and Mark are really good, and why they were really good early, they came here with a mature mindset. Like they weren't caught up in any of the bull crap. They didn't want to get caught up in any of the silliness. Every walkthrough, every meeting was intentional with them. And I think that needs to permeate our locker room, and that's what those guys are working on.
I know the high regard you and Alex obviously have for Rice, Woodrow. Were the high snap uncharacteristic this spring? Is it fixable?
Yeah, it's fixable. He got banged up yesterday, and I told him, look, man, you got to push through. And it's Reese. It's pronounced Reese. I know it sounds like it's Rice. No problem. So Reese is tough, and he's taken a gazillion reps here, and he got banged up this week, and he has pushed himself to get through it. And now comes a valuable lesson, not just getting through it, but performing while you're nicked up. And look, I have all the respect in the world for him. You know how hard we're going to coach him, and we expect to see a positive result from him.